All right, guys, welcome to the second workout in the spring shred phase 2. Here's how this is going to go down. I'm actually going to walk you through each of the exercises first, then we'll warm up, then we'll get started. So first exercise we're going to do today, and I wanted to include something that you can do at the gym. Some of you do have access to a gym and you like going to the gym. So as written, it's written as an inverted row, which you could do as a barbell or a TRX row. So I don't have one here, so it's a little bit harder for me to explain it. But basically, imagine you have that TRX strap. Imagine this is a TRX strap, and you're holding that strap, right? The further you walk underneath it, I can't with a band, the harder it gets. And so you want to be able, and you can do this with a barbell too, where you walk all the way under, you're holding that barbell, your body's underneath, and you're rowing your body to the bar. You can do the same thing with the TRX. So you grab the TRX straps, your feet are underneath, and you're pulling your body up. So that's the row part. A lot of you guys are doing this from home. So I'm actually going to be doing what's called a dumbbell pendley row with you. And here's what it's going to look like. When we do a row, remember, try not to pull with your hands. You want to focus on your elbow and pulling into your back and not pulling to your chest. On this one, we're going to go towards the bottom part of your rib cage. Probably won't make it to your hip on this one. We want to aim for the rib cage. So you're going to have a dumbbell in each hand. We will do a warm-up set first. So you're going to start from the top, bend your knees. You're going to hip hinge until your spine, your back is parallel to the floor. On a typical row, we hit somewhere in here. On a pendley row, we're parallel. You're going to turn your palms towards your body, and then you're going to pull back. So I'm going to give you a couple of angles. We're pulling into that back. I'll turn this way too so you can see neck is in neutral. We're pulling. We don't want them up here. We want them out to the side a little bit, and we're squeezing your shoulder blades together. That is a pendley row. We're going to do a warm-up set first, and then we'll do 4 working sets of 8 to 10. These should be challenging. With 90 seconds rest in between. I will count 90 seconds for you. If you are actually doing the TRX row, or the barbell, the TRX or the barbell inverted row, I recommend you take 2 minutes because it is substantially harder. So we'll gauge that as we go. That's your first exercise. Your second one is a squat to a squat jump. So you're going to squat first, then squat jump. That's 1. Squat, squat jump. Now, we're going to do 8 to 10 of each. And if you really want to add to it, I'll show you, I'll do at least 1 set where I'm holding dumbbells. And that will be your first one. Then we're going to do what's called an hip elevated dumbbell pullover. Before we get started, I want to show you this one because a lot of times people confuse this and they turn it into a tricep exercise. We're actually working the back. So what I want you to do is put your hands together in front of you, just like this, tuck those elbows in, and then you're going to pull that rib cage in, keeping the angle, so my hands are out a little bit further than my elbow. Keeping that angle, you're going to reach your arms over your head until they're even with your ears, if you can. If you have limited shoulder mobility, you may not make it all the way back. And then without straightening your arm, you're going to pull right back over. So it looks like this. We're stretching out this muscle, and then we're using that same muscle to pull it back overhead. What you don't want to do is come here, and then as you come up, straighten that arm. Because the second I do this, I'm going into that tricep. Now, you're actually going to be doing this laying down. So you're going to need a bench of some sort. And you want your head to be supported. So you come down. I don't know. Let me grab this dumbbell real quick. You're going to come down. Hips are up like in a bridge. Belly button's pulled in nice and tight. I've got my dumbbell over my head. My elbows are bent and they're tucked in, so we don't want them flaring out to the side. I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm going to reach all the way over the top, and then I'm going to pull using this muscle. Notice I'm not straightening the arm. Okay, so watch that one. We're going to do your squat to squat jump, and then we're going to go into your pullover. We're going to superset those. That means we're going to do them back to back, and then we will take 30 or 60 seconds rest. Then we're going to do a hamstring curl. I'm going to give you some options on this one. I'm going to use a stability ball. So feet go on the ball. You can also put your feet in TRX straps if you have them. Or if you have linoleum, you can use your socks, right? Or sliders. Once I'm in this position, I'm going to dig my heels into the ball, and then I'm going to pull my heels towards my glutes, squeezing my hamstrings. That is my hamstring curl. Then we're going to do a front or a lateral to front raise. You're going to want to go light on these. So what it looks like, elbows are slightly bent. I'm taking it out to the side and down, front, down. You're looking at probably anywhere from 3 to 7 pounds on these. You're going to go light on these. And then after that one, you're going to need something where you can do 60 seconds of a cardio sprint. Here are some options. If you have a treadmill, an elliptical, a rower, those are easy. Kick it up. You want high intensity, 60 seconds, you do that. You could jump rope, right? You can sit here and jump rope. I'm probably going to do some ground overheads. You could do burpees. You can do high knees. If you have stairs nearby and you want to run up and down your stairs, whatever works for you for 60 seconds. Then we're going to take 60, maybe 90 seconds, depending on how high your heart rate is. We're going to do that 3 rounds. And then we're going to finish off with some push-up options as a little bit of a finisher. So those are all of your exercises. If you're watching the video replay on this, you can hit pause, kind of get yourself set up, and then we'll get started. I'm going to go ahead and get us started with the warm-up. So we're going to, well, nice of you to join us. We're going to start with our feet nice and wide. We're going to fold in half. Okay, stretch out those hamstrings, and then I want you to bend that right knee. So now we're working that knee and the quad while we're stretching that inner thigh over here. Then we're going to come up and go down to the other side. Hold it for a few seconds, and then up and over to the other side. We're going to do a couple more. Up to the other side. Up to the other side. Last one, up and over to the other side. We're going to come back to the middle. We're going to walk our hands out into our plank. Hands underneath. You can do this on your toes or your knees. And we're going to do 8 shoulder taps, keeping your shoulders and your hips square to the ground. And then we're going to take it down into tabletop. So hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. We're going to push away, tuck the chin, round it out, drop the chest, lift the head. Now I want you to roll 1 vertebrae at a time. You can either start from the top of your spine or the base, but I want you to roll 1 vertebrae at a time. We're going to do 1 more. Good. We're going to lean back. So I want you to sit all the way back on your heels. You're going to take your right hand behind your head, and we're just going to touch and open as far as you can. Bring it down, touch, open, touch, open, touch, open. Now we're going to switch hands. So we're going to go right hand behind your head. Bring it down, tap, open, tap, open, tap, open. We're gonna do one more, tap, and open. All right, let's walk it back up to a standing position. And then I want you to get whatever, whether you have a bench or an ottoman or whatever you're using, I want you to sit on your bench, feet flat. Make sure that your knees track outward, not inward. And we're just gonna do some butt tap squats to wake up the knees. I want you focused on keeping your feet flat. We're gonna do 4 more. Last 2. And 1. Good. All right. We're going to go to your warm-up set on, if you're doing pendulum row, you're going to do those with me. If you're doing TRX or barbell, you're going to walk your feet further back. That's going to make it easier. A warm-up set should not be hard. It should be just enough that allows you to get the timing right, make sure your hands are going where they need to be, that everything in your body is doing what it should be doing in your working set. It is not a sloppy set. Okay, so grab weights for your warm-up set. And we're just gonna do 6 to 8. We just wanna make sure that the body knows what we're about to ask it to do. So I'm gonna start dumbbells at my side. I'm gonna bend my knees just a little bit. I'm gonna hip hinge all the way till my back is parallel. I'm gonna turn my hands facing my body, squeeze my shoulder blades back, and then I'm bringing it back. Aiming for the bottom of my rib cage, not my chest. No bouncing. Let's try 3 more. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good. And that should give you an idea of how heavy you can go too. A lot of times I get asked this all the time, what weight should I start with? Pick up a weight and try it. That's the only way you're gonna figure it out. So try a weight, feel it out, make adjustments, and then go from there. So we're gonna do 4 working sets. Figure out your weight. We're gonna go 8 to 10 reps. And then I'm gonna start my timer so that it's ready. I can't see. There we go. All right, figure out what weight you want for your pendulum row. And then we're gonna do our first working set of 8 to 10 reps. So I've got my weight. I'm gonna hip hinge, palms down, squeeze. Pull with the elbows. Do a couple more. And then come all the way up before you drop that weight. All right, that was the first one. We're gonna go 90 seconds before we hit that second round. Catch your breath. Make any adjustments that you need as we go. And again, when you go to do these, anytime you go to a row, your biceps are probably going to try and jump in and do a lot of the work. And it's okay if you feel it in your bicep, but just make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Like if I had my two fingers between your shoulder blades, you're squeezing that first. That way we're activating the back. The back is a bigger muscle, it's more powerful. So we want to be able to make sure that we're activating that. All right, we got about 30 seconds left. Somebody's watching birds outside. It's a sunny day in Seattle, and everybody's happy. We're actually sitting out on the patio for a while doing work. It was really nice. Okay, we're going to do round 2. So, knee soft, hip hinge all the way till your body's parallel, and then we're rowing using our elbows, pulling toward the bottom of our rib cage. Make sure you're breathing. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. I'm going to do 2 more. I lost count. Good. That was round 2. All right, we got 90 seconds. 2 more rounds. So a couple things to keep in mind. Once you're down in that position, as you get heavier, don't bounce, right? Keep the body straight. And the breathing, I get asked a lot too. The biggest thing is just make sure you're not holding your breath the whole time. But once you get it down, you're going to blow out as you pull up. You're going to breathe in as you go down. Okay, that's going to be your breathing. And hang tight here for about 45 seconds. It's just a car. Just a car. It is okay. It's 2 at a time. All right. Here we go. Next working set. So remember, we're going to hip hinge. Here we go. And bring it up. Good. All right. 90 seconds. I believe we have one more. If you are at a point where you either, like for me, this is as heavy as we go. I could technically go heavier, but it's the heaviest weight that I have here. One of the things you can do is just slow your tempo down. So I'm going at a pretty standard tempo, right? But what you could do is slow it down. Or time under tension, it's going to make it harder. The other thing you can do is what we call 1 1/4s, where you pull, come down just a little, pull again, and then release. Pull twice. So it's like a little pulse in there. I will do that on this one so you can see what it looks like. We have 30 seconds left. Last working set. Fifteen seconds. All right, let's get set up. Okay, hip hinge, palms forward. Here we go. I'm gonna do a little pulse, Still not bouncing. Significantly harder. Keep it in your back. Ugh. Okay. Definitely harder. All right. Catch your breath. So while we catch our breath, in terms of weight, not every set needs to max out. Some of them should be pretty close. And I think what happens with most women is if I tell you 8 to 10, a lot of women just aim for the 10 reps, but they're not paying attention to the fact that if I said 8 to 15, technically they could do 15, right? So if this is week one, I just want you getting comfortable doing the movements and it being challenging. But I want you to pay attention if you're always hitting the top range and you know you could do 5 more, bump that weight up, right? We ideally, not every time, but most of the time, want to be between 2 to 3 reps away from failure. Not uncomfortableness, failure. So practice. If you're new to lifting, form first, range of motion first. But as you get going, you want to start to challenge yourself to where you're getting closer to failure without actually hitting. All right, let me set this up for pullovers. You can see on the side. And I'm going to use this 25. And then first set, I'll show you the squats to jump squat. And then the second one, I might add some dumbbells. Nice and easy. Okay. All right. So we're going to go 8 to 10. We're going to squat first, and then we're going to do a squat jump. Here we go. Squat all the way up. Squat, jump. Squat, squat, jump. 2. Almost lost it. There you go. 4 more. I'm going to do 4 more. Squat. Okay. So one of the things you might notice is that when I land on my squat jump, I land and let my knees bend, and then I come up, then I go on my squat. So if you're not paying attention, it might throw you off a little bit. All right. We're going to your hips elevated, pull over. Remember, this is the one where the angle of the elbow doesn't change. Don't start doing this. We're doing 10 to 15. So I'm going to start with the dumbbell on my lap. Easiest way, slide down until you're all the way to where your head is supported. Hips are up, squeezing the glutes. I'm going to bend my elbows a little bit, shoulder blades into the ottoman or bench, elbows forward, not flaring out. We're going to reach all the way back, hold with your back over the top of your chest. Breathe in, blow out. Ten to 15. Do a couple more. Squeeze those glutes. Belly button in. Now to get up, just put the dumbbell on your chest Gonna inch your way back. Bring the dumbbell down. And then dismount. Whatever works for you. All right. 60 seconds. And then we're gonna go back to your squat, jump. If you're noticing that you just can't reach all the way back, that's fine. It's just shoulder mobility. So if you find that as you are reaching back, your elbow, your shoulders are going up, it just means that we got to work on breaking up those shoulders a little bit. Give it time. The biggest thing is just making sure that you're keeping it in your back and you're not moving that elbow. All right, we got 35 seconds. And then we're going to hit your squat, jump again. I'm going to add some dumbbells just so you can see what it looks like. Feel free to join me. So I've got some 10s that I'm going to try. And I probably won't pop through this one. Because then I lose count and forget what I'm doing. So remember, squat into your squat jump. You don't have to jump high. A little hop will do it. We're going to our squat first. Squat, jump. I'm going to do 4 more. Catch your breath. 2 seconds. And then we're going into that pullover. Okay, grab your weight, make adjustments as needed. This one is 10 to 15 reps. And the dumbbell, I like to put it on my thigh and then slide down. Support the head. Elbows are tucked in, elbows are slightly bent. Glutes activated. Reaching back. Breathe in. Blow out. Don't let those hips start sagging. Keep them up. That's 10 for me. I'm going to do 5 more. I'm taking my chest first. Inch my way back. Tuck my leg. Drop it. And then come up. 60 seconds. 1 more round. Steady your breathing. Thirty seconds. I think I'm going to go sideways this way to give you a different view if you need it. Keep in mind, Your squat, you want your feet about shoulder width, right? Shoulder width or slightly wider, but don't do it inside, or your quads are gonna catch on fire. And also a little bit harder on the knees. All right, guys, we've got 8 to 10 of these bad boys. We're squatting first and then jumping. Just 10. All right, catch breath. Landscapers out back are cleaning up, so hopefully that's not too loud. All right, last pullover, 10 to 15. Get your dumbbell first. Slide on back. Elbows in. Glutes activated, elbows soft. Reach back. Stretch. Pull. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Nice, even tempo. I'm gonna do 3 more. Squeeze those glutes. And bring it in. Okay. Okay. Catch your breath for a sec, and then we're gonna set up for your last. It's like a little circuit, a tricep. So this is the one we're gonna do your hamstring curls into your lateral front raises, and then 60 seconds of cardio. I'm gonna get rid of most of this. Oops. Get that out of the way. While you think about how you want to set that up. So again, for your hamstring curls, if you have a stability ball, that works. TRX straps also work. Put your heels in the little handle at the bottom. It is a little harder than a stability ball. Or if you don't have that, if you have linoleum and socks, lift your hips up and slide your feet as best you can. That also works. We're just trying to hit the hamstrings. Now, for your laterals, I want you to test this real quick. You're going lateral to front. Lateral to front. Let me show you something really quick. Do not bend the wrists. Lift with your elbows. So if you're looking at it from the side, if I come a little closer, my thumb is lower than my pinky. Like I'm pouring milk. And I'm stopping at the shoulder height. Right? So we're really focused on the shoulder. I recommend going lighter than you probably think. 3-5 pounds is probably good. I'm going to try the 10s, but I don't know how far I'm going to get. These 10s are even heavy for me. Because remember, you got to do both sides, right? And then for the 60 seconds of cardio, I'm just going to do what we call ground overheads for 60 seconds. That's going to be my plan. All right, we're going to start with your hamstring curl. We've got 10 to 15 of these. I'm going to set up. You guys can still see me. I recommend putting your arms at an angle if you're having trouble balancing, and try not to flex your feet, because if you do that, it's going to go all in your calf. Try to keep your foot relaxed and you're just pushing through your ankle, not just your feet tightened up. See how my feet just here? I relaxed all. All right, here we go. 10 to 15. We're going to lift first and pull. Focus on your hamstrings. One more. Good. It's so loud. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. Right now, shut the door and it's going to get real loud here. That's really loud. Okay. We're going to your lateral to front raise, and we're going 8 to 10 on each. So elbow, that's 1. That's 5 for me. Focus on your shoulder. This one. Woo! I was getting a little swing on that one. I would probably do better with 8s. May go down on it just because I'm feeling it in my neck a little bit more, and I really want to keep it in my shoulders. So 60 seconds of your cardio sprint. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Turn sideways. Keep going. Halfway there. Uh, 15 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. 60 seconds at least. You take up to 90. I got 2 minutes. I don't know if you notice me, I'm breathing through my nose and out through my mouth. And that helps signal your heart to start to slow down. Just don't force it. We don't need to hyperventilate here. All right, we doing okay? Yeah. Okay. Round two, here we go. We're going back to your hamstring curls. So this one is 10 to 15 arms at an angle, like you're an arrow. Remember to keep those feet relaxed. Pull with the hamstring. Heels to butt. Blow out, breathe in. Finish it out. That's one. Ah, ah, that was burning. Are you starting? Keep starting. All right. Grab your dumbbells for your laterals to front raise. Adjust your weight if you need to. We're going to go from the side first to the front. When I do my lateral, you see the dumbbell is slightly in front of my body. Ooh, okay. You know it's too heavy. You're having trouble feeling it in your shoulders, and it's all in your neck. Lighten it up a little bit. Okay, at least for now. Okay, catch your breath real quick. Figure out what you're doing for your 60 seconds. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go. Hang in there. 15 seconds. Three, two, one. Ooh. Catch your breath. All right, guys, hang in there. We got one more of those. Take the extra time if you need it to get that heart rate to come back down. I don't want you laying down if your heart rate is still sky high. Get it back down to at least a moderate level. All right. So if you're watching the replay, just hit pause. Come back when you're ready. Okay. Last one. We're starting with our curls, our hamstring curls. Feet are relaxed. Pull with the heels into the butt. As you pull in, try not to let your hips go up. Keep them at the same height. Balls get away. Done. We're almost there. Laterals to front raise. 8 to 10. Good form. Keeping it in the shoulders. Here we go. Woo! Baby burning. Okay. Hang tight. We got one more 60 seconds. We're going to go 15 seconds. Steady your breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. 30 seconds. Five, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. Catch your breath. We're going to take 2 minutes. Setting that breathing. As you're calming your breath down, I want you to look around and figure out where you can do push-ups. Now, push-ups are not done here. They're done here. And I want you to find something that you can get that close to the ground or the object. So don't do them on the floor if you're only getting this much bend. This, not so much. We need to at least hit here, right? So see how the elbow is just slightly behind my body? We need to hit at least that. Arms are at an angle. So options are, like I have a desk here. You can do it against a desk. Just make sure your chest is over the top. Make sure it's sturdy. I'm probably going to use this. My arms are pretty close, specifically my shoulders, so this can get pretty ugly. You can do it off the floor. You could also do it on your knees against a bench. And what I may do as I start to get tired is what we call toes down, knees up, where on the way down, you're on your toes, and on the way up, you're on your knees. We're gonna go in 10 seconds. Woo! 5, 4, 3, 2, here we go. 30. Toes, knees. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds. It's gonna go fast. We only got one more. So in my head, I'm gonna do at least 3 on my toes before I start dropping. In your head, kind of map it out. Your body will follow what your brain says. At some point, your brain will probably bail, but at least start there. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Halfway there. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Catch your breath. Upright for a second. We're going to steady our breath. Hi, I know. I know what time it is. And then we'll lay down, we'll do some breathing. And if you're new around these parts, meet Chloe. Get used to seeing her, because she runs our household. Okay. If your heart rate's still really elevated, don't lay down yet. So the reason that we do breathing at the end, again, if you're new, is 2 reasons. We want to get the heart rate down. And for a lot of women, we do a workout, we're done, and then we just get busy with all the other things that we got to get done. And what happens is during a workout, our body is producing stress hormones, which we need and we want when we're working out, but we don't want them when we're done. And so through breath, and as I give you points of the body to focus on, that perception of the feeling of that body, the breath gets your heart rate to slow down, and then the heart sends a signal to the brain to stop pumping stress hormones. So we're gonna lay all the way back. Now, whichever is more comfortable for you, if you like your feet out, that's fine. I find it to be more comfortable. I'll turn sideways with my knees bent and then just letting my knees cave towards each other. And I want you to put your hands on your belly. And I want you to focus on the area right below your belly button. And I want you to breathe into it. So as you breathe in, it should rise. And as you breathe out, it should sink. And let's just take a couple of breaths there. Breathe in, it rises. Breathe out, it sinks. And then I want you to take a couple of breaths in through the nose, long exhale through the mouth. Now just breathe normally. And I want you to let your head get heavy. Let the floor support your head. So you're going to release tension in the back of your head, the back of your neck, your jaw, the front side of your neck, down into your shoulders and your upper back. You're going to let your upper arms get heavy, melt into the floor. You're going to let your hands get heavy, be supported by your body or the floor. You're going to release all tension from your belly. And then we're going to take 2 more breaths in through the nose, long exhale. Normally, release tension from your hips, your thighs, your knees, your shins and calves. I want you to let your feet get heavy, like they're melting into the floor. We're going to take 3 or 4 more breaths in through the nose, long exhale through the mouth. And as you exhale, just let your body sink into the floor below you. And when you're ready, you're going to roll on up. Stand up slowly. All the blood doesn't drain from your head. All right, so that is workout number 2 of the spring shred phase 2. And what you'll notice is that we are very much still focused on strength training. And I sprinkle in ways that get your heart rate elevated. We still want that. But part of it is making sure we're doing compound exercises, which create a bigger metabolic load on your body, which gets you to burn more. And then we add a little bit of cardio conditioning that helps you burn a little bit more too. So that's it for today. Have a great one, and I will see you with workout number 3.